G'day everybody, and hopefully this time my stream won't die. So I just had some issues with my capture card. Let's get back to the Teal survival where I've got my broken fighter from my interaction with my Reaver, and hopefully be able to repair it with the welders I just built. Hey. There's an issue with my capture card, which normally I can get around by starting up my capture PC, opening up OBS, and then restarting it, and it's fine. It's never happened when I've done that before. Also, I put a slash in RimWorld. So yeah. Anyway, back to the game. Thanks, James DM. And thanks, Elu. Alright, back to the welding. I think I've got most of the front end fixed now. I'm curious as to how much of the top I can get at. Because I may be able to run alongside the welders or something and get some of these other bits repaired. Oh, yeah. It's almost getting through. You can see the bits just... the dents just popping out. That's kind of cool. That worked remarkably well. Yeah, and it did eventually get the turret. Though there is a block missing. I wonder if I can get that replaced. There's a block of armor missing. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Well, that was repaired. Nice. I'm quite pleased by that. I might leave those welders there for the moment. Just in case there's another Reaver. Knowing I can repair like that is quite nice. But I need to... do that. Yeah, now they're all off. Cool. Right. We've got silver. Means I can put a med bay somewhere. I had some other purpose for the silver, which I can't recall now. Maybe it was for the eventual jump drives? A reactor? Things like that. I think the med bay calls for this survival kit to be moved, which I think I might rearrange a bit of what I've done here. Because I'm not super happy with it. Is the rover space capable? No, it is not. I need ice. And I think that's what I was heading toward when I started going across weird terrain and not knowing where I was going. So I need to head off to that ice, which means getting the drills back up. So, let's do that. And... correct. No, I just hope that this gets out of the hole. Let's speed up the process. I'm sick of waiting for this. Thanks, Bedrat. Yes. Hey, Splitsy, glad I could watch the start of the stream. My wife Stephanie wanted to thank you for finally planning on rescuing her. She said the spacesuit is starting to smell funky. I would imagine so after several years orbiting Kerbin. Yes, my Teal Rover. I'm still happy that I chose a weird color, / got chat to choose a weird color for this. Because it's something different. Pistons are almost back up. How much silver did I end up with? That's not the thing I wanted to look in. Silver. 117. Still got quite a lot of, well, moderate amount of ore to be processed. I think that's enough silver for my purposes. Yes, there are reasons why sometimes you don't do things as a democratic vote, but when you were planning on doing a weird color anyway, it made a lot of, for me, this made a lot of sense. And off. And off. And control. And lift. And flip. Right. There we go. I feel like I've finally gotten a... Oh, I blew up a light. Just I'm about to say, I feel like I finally got a degree of confidence with how this crane works, and I'm glad I went for this style of crane because it's weird, but works. And weird but works is kind of my jam. And I think to make a drill arm like this be actually useful requires you do it on a large grid scale. So I'll drive over to the ice, and then I think what I might do, as sad as it makes me, I think I might do a gutting of the interior. Not the front, because I'm... Oh no, please don't tell me that's me. Also, stop. Stop. Why no stop? Even tree no stop me. Ah. Where's the Reaver going? Reaver, Slayer, and Invader are going away from me. Okay. We're alright. I think my wheel suspensions might still be a bit too strong. So I'm not actually getting grip. That's a bit more like it. Also, I'm pretty sure I've been using the thrusters to get me anywhere. Yeah, my rover is easy to spot from orbit. You're right, Elminster. I see many have already adopted the sensor part on the drills. That surprises me. It's effective, but it's not like there are better setups. I just quite like the waggly back and forth hinge thing rather than just a plain old basic spinny rotor. Just because it's different. Going to use the new rounded glass blocks. Probably not on this design, but the inverted, the extra bits of the these windows I plan to use to extend some of the glass around here in ways I wanted to, but we didn't have the part for. But this Rover I don't think is suited to rounded bits. That's that's pretty cool, Tincho. It's funny that Kanajachi says that because that's sort of what I felt like when Shaq first invited me to Engineer Corps all those years ago. Playing with Shaq, Wasted, and Tex. When I'd been watching them for quite some time. Can I even... Oh, this terrain sucks for this Rover. How do I feel about the new armor blocks? Kind of indifferent, I'll be honest. For my purposes, I don't know how often I'm going to use those shapes. Like, I've spent so long in Space Engineers building designs that don't need those shapes because we didn't have them, that I'm not sure I'm going to use them anyway all that much. Or it's probably more that it'll take a while before I find ways to incorporate them into my current aesthetic. Like, there will always be missing pieces, but... And it's about how you deal with those missing pieces, and I actually design most of my things to intentionally incorporate the angular bits that are generated by those missing parts. Like, I get why so many people want them. No criticism there whatsoever. I don't know how much I'm going to use them. Because I don't tend to build stuff with universally smooth armor designs. I build ridges into things. I build bits that stick out intentionally because I kind of like that look. And because it hides the bits that are missing. Oh no. Don't fall in the hole. So yeah, for me it's not as exciting as it is for, I'm sure, some people who build more like replicas and things like that. But the armored conveyors are a good touch. Nice to have something different on that front. Spectre Spectrum, you will... I'm going to be confident in this. You will never see RCS thrusters in Space Engineers as a vanilla item. Because it's not how Space Engineers thrusters work. Like, I think you will actually never see that. Because it would require a complete change in the thrust modeling, and I don't think Keen want to do that, and I agree with them. I don't think they should make thrusters work that way. I think that would be a mistake. As it would make so many ship designs flawed. But yeah, the half catwalks, I quite like the half catwalks. Can't use them on this Rover, but I do quite like the half catwalks. I'm almost certainly going to be using the half catwalks in the Fort's Capac printer building. But having some extra walkways and stuff around, since it's such a large volume that's needed for that printer building. But yeah, I like the half catwalks, but I do need to remember that they are a fixed grid only block. They do not work on mobile grids whatsoever. Right. Remodeling. Let's do it. I want to remodel, and then I want to make this thing airtight. I don't want to remodel too much, because then it kind of takes away some of the charm, but there are a few things I need to fix, or I'd like to fix. I'm just going to get rid of those because they're in the way for seeing what I'm doing. This is going to go. And this is also going to go. Oh. I kind of like my awkward airlock. Have to think about that one. Alright, where medbay go? The drill works the drill does not require supervision. The drill is just going to go down and grab the ice that's underneath this grass of green. This green grass in front of me. Should use the new ladder shaft. Oh yeah. Yeah, I probably should. You know what? Stuff it. Let's go crazy. Let's do some different design in here. I want to be happy with this one. There are certain blocks I'm not going to move, like the... What the... I just got pushed by the thing shaking. Okay, if I go... Maybe if I go... Med... We lose that. And then we lose the ladder. Oh no, the ladder shaft doesn't work here. Or does it? Can I make it work? Yeah, I can make it work. No, I can't. No, I can't. Oh no. Because that'll bring the ladder out over here. I don't think I can reach that ladder from the ground. So the reason the ladder shaft won't work is because this is how the ladder shaft works. It has one entry. If I have the ladder shaft going up to the one entry I need for the door, it means it goes up this way. Oh no wait, it will work. What am I doing? Stupid brain. Will work. I don't know why I thought... I was getting myself all twisted around in terms of which way this is going to face. Oh, it is hard to jetpack up the ladder shaft.
Fuel low.
Uh-oh. Oh dear. Well, that sucks. That real sucks. I've got no jetpack until this ice comes in. Ah! Thanks, my selfie. Thanks for the 3 months of Prime. Oh, here we go. That looks like ice. Is that... Didn't fancy trying to build a ladder shaft without a jetpack. But yeah, this works just fine because I can have this here like I wanted. Or I could continue the ladder shaft down another block and have it even more accessible from the ground, which I might do. Because the ladder will still be accessible from here, it's just the question of whether I can get off it climbing down. So if I climb down... No, hop off. Okay. Right. So that happened. Where did the body go? It's got murderer. Maybe I don't want to use these ladder shafts in Survival Impossible. Got murderized by one. Let's see if this works. Bottom one is upside down. Dragnod, they're all technically, I guess you could say they're all upside down. But I don't think the block has a specific orientation. I left the top one this way because then it has the catwalk around it. Without being in this block above, which I was going to use a lighted block for. See what happens. So if I go up to there and then I climb down, I fall in a hole. So that way doesn't work. Let me try it this way. So if I try and climb up this one, it won't let me. Okay, so you can't orient them that way. That doesn't work. Right. Interesting. Hey, Greg, thanks so much for the 1,000 bits. I'm glad you're excited for it. So what I'm trying to figure out here is a way I can make it so that this 2 section of ladder, when you finish it, you hop off and don't fall down a hole, but so that you can actually hop off it without dying. And it felt like that was going to be the way to go, except if I have it round this way, when I hop off the first ladder, I fall down the hole. Which is obviously not optimal. Yeah, I think I'll have to do the second ladder somewhere else. I don't see how I can make that work. Anyway, that wasn't what I was meant to be doing. Well, so, Duck, having them flipped was what I did. The problem is, when you hop off a ladder, like when you hit, say I'm on a ladder in front of me. When I hop off, I don't end up standing here. I end up standing here. And so sometimes you'll fall down the hole. And so the whole ladder thing doesn't quite work as it's supposed to. But that's not what I was meant to be working on. What I was meaning to work on here was where I'm going to put a medical bay so I can get rid of my survival kit. Maybe I should do a full remodel. I do need some of this heavy stuff up front though, because I've made the rear so heavy now. Oh yeah, that's probably true, Demon Works. How level the floor is likely does make a difference. So the reason I didn't have the ladders oriented the same way is I thought, so if I hop here and then I hop off. Oh. I didn't think that'd work. But it does. So yes, I can have them all oriented the same way. Don't mind me. In fact, I'll probably flip them all 180. Oh no, I need them this way. No? Yes, I need them this way. Because I need to be able to walk off that side. Right. Let's start by moving the survival kit to somewhere out of the way. Like here. Me murderizing myself on ladders, I don't think I want to be without a survival kit at all.
Inventory full.
There we go. My container. What have we got? They should all just be ores and ingots. Why does one say components? So my thinking here was that I should probably stop the drill. My thinking here was that if I clear this space up a bit more, I can build a medical bay in here and try and get this place a bit more easily, navigable. I do like some of the convoluted nature of it, but I think it was a bit much. No, they're empty. That's cool. Yeah, there certainly would be a considerable use for conveyed passages, Spectre. I used to make a lot of use of Ixter's decoration pack's pipes, because the pipes allowed you to walk through a space that had conveyed stuff running through it. I can understand why they don't have that, though. Neater, but does create another problem, which is how I get up to there. So hard to work these things out. I'm just struggling with it. It says this block is one of the blocks that I wanted to use. Now that I can. It's just I'm just gonna be decorating a bunch of stuff here. Trying to figure out how to make it all work together. There we go. That looks better. Feels a bit more open in there. It felt weirdly cramped in this corner, which I wasn't a big fan of. No, I don't want to use the reinforced conveyors here because they're too bulky. I want something that's that's not bulky like that. I might have to redesign this bedroom. I don't want to redesign the bedroom. What could I do with the pipes? What if I moved the vent to there and then had the pipes run straight down? Could that work? Because I need to have space in this column for getting up to the thing, the bedroom. Well, that's not comfortable at all. That's... This is hard. It's really cramped. It's really hard to do differently to what I've done before. I can't use half stairs here because I'm never perfectly flat and they're really hard to walk up if you're not perfectly level. So that's why I'm avoiding the half stairs. And that's going to mean getting rid of my light. I feel like one of my biggest problems here is that I've got this cockpit set up so that it's actually a separate airtight space. So having to pipe through my living area is suboptimal. This kind of works though, I think, maybe. Yeah, Rogue Hero, Rimworld after this one. Yes, Master Maniac, you could have two vents back to back so the vent steals from this area. That's a good point. That is a very good point. I like your idea. Where have I got vents on here? Do I have them anywhere? Because, yeah, this vent isn't for really pressurizing anything. It's other than the cockpit. So we can have vent. Let's test to make sure this does work. So if this one is set to depressurize. Hang on. Let's set this one to depressurize. Let's close the door. No, I'm gonna need a tank to test this theory. But then the tank breaks the system. Dang it! What I was trying to test was if I can vent the cockpit. Yeah, I can. You can do it this way. So what I do... This vent is on depressurize. So let's build an O2 tank, which I will immediately get rid of. So that we can completely vent the cockpit. Make sure it is actually empty of all O2. Then build the other vent, turn it on to pressurize, and see if it fills it. $45 liters. Okay, vent is showing depressurized in there. That's good. Logan, that is a really cool thought. Yeah, that would be really, really handy for airlocks and the like. Having vents that can be set to regulate tank levels. So a vent connected to a tank that, when set, will cause cause the tank to relieve pressure at a certain volume, which would allow you to have an airlock that uses a tank to ensure that you've got room to remove that oxygen into. But so you'd vent that off only when you had to. So if this is now set to depressurize, in theory, if I go back round, because I find that if you use a tank on an airlock, it always ends up full. So if you had some way of venting that tank off into your regular space, and that works. There we go. Cool. All right. The system works. Now we turn you cockpit vent in. Cockpit vent out. And we're going to go cockpit. Oh. And we're going to turn them off. Because they're going to waste so much power. So why would that be better? Because instead of opening the airlock and just venting the gas out, you can control where the gas vents out to. So you'd vent the gas into your base rather than into space. Have you ended the current streams with the line, Teal next episode? Oh dear. I don't think there's a color that works with my usual sign-off. That I can think of quickly anyway. That looks like it should be about the right angle. Not quite actually, let's turn a bit. Turn around to there. For more ice. Yeah, the air vents really do chew a lot of power. I don't know why they did that. We'll stick with these being grey. So someone said in the comments a little while ago, can't remember exactly when, they didn't like the yellow because it was too much like the rest of the yellow and it kind of let it all blend in. But I kind of like that it's despite being teal, it's somehow made it subdued and a bit more chill. Right. Now if I get rid of these, I'm sure I'm going to... Oh, actually, I won't leave that one. No, I don't. Maybe I do. Alright, let's just think about what I actually want to achieve here. I regret where these batteries are. Do I care about their resources? Possibly not. Just paint it purple and yellow and go back to your crab juice roots. Do you know what? The purple and yellow that I painted the crab juice, I did that specifically because I knew it was a color scheme Capac would like. I actually made the crab juice in a way that I thought Capac would actually like it, and I painted it that way just for him. My assembler is not connected in another place. It has to be connected from here. In theory, I could move the connector, but I'm hesitant to move too much stuff toward the rear because this is a Rover and we need to have some weight balance, so we need to have some heavyish stuff up the front. Fortunately, the heavy armor probably balances out the mass a bit, but if I put lockers there. Ooh, actually, yeah, let's play around with this idea. Lockers there. What I'm thinking is, I have the door that exits the cockpit over here. And then have a... And we rework this airlock setup. Make it actually an airlock for the cockpit, and then have another... Put the ladder for entering this sort of walkway area back down here somewhere. So it's a bit closer to the little rover bay. I could detach the batteries to move them, but I have a lot of resources, so I'm not sure I need to. The other option, I guess, instead of getting rid of the airlock, could be put the air vent up here. And put a door the door there. Yeah, I think that looks better with the air vent. It sticks out a bit. And I could just go back to what I had here before. With the armory lockers, closing that off. See how that feels. I need something on top of the armory lockers to bring that space together. That's too bland. Ooh, is it too bland in a different texture though? Yes. Not sold. Okay, it's too bland in a different texture as well. Yeah, the gaps and stuff are a bit awkward. But what's she gonna do? I think I can get rid of that conveyor, maybe? That cargo container? I don't think it connects to anything. Does it? What does that conveyor go to? Oh, right. Right. It goes down to the walkway one. It's the bit that comes down to here. Oh, we just have to have the visual gaps. Whatever. What if I'd use, actually... What if I use this? Am I going to break my conveyor links? Because that... I'll have to see. Because that's a bit more... Yeah, that looks a bit nicer. That's got a better look. Reinforce T, I could try that, yeah. Could work. Just gotta make sure I've got it right. So it'll be that. That does look neater in here. I'm glad to get rid of almost all but these two. And I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with this one. Actually, does that cargo container go... Could I do the same treatment with it to make it into a T conveyor? Ooh, probably not. So get rid of this cargo container as well. Which is unfortunately rather full. Should probably just rebuild the link. Yeah. Just thinking through what to do while I'm mindlessly doing this. I'm starting to believe in the new blocks. Yes. I don't not believe in them. It was the armor shapes blocks that I'm a bit... I got mixed feelings on. Because you add too many blocks and it becomes too hard to know what to use where, and you kind of end up with decision paralysis because you can't decide what you should use where. Okay, that was not needed at all, which means I can put armor back in the floor. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do with these armored blocks. I think they might be a good option for this section too. Having that there, then there. Give us a nicely filled in space. But as soon as you get through the door, kind of brings you into a more industrial feeling area where you can see the conveyors. Yeah. Yeah. See you, Spectra. Well, yeah, Edric. That's kind of my thing. Is give too many options, and it almost becomes harder to decide what you want to use where. The problem, I've said this before, it's like giving someone a blank piece of paper and every color paint available in existence. It's actually harder to come up with something in that circumstance than it would be if you had specific limitations. So those limitations are actually what pushes creativity in interesting ways. Let's first fix up my lights and bring them back. Thank you. So I did. I like the throw rug. Never done that before, but I quite like it as a design element, actually. Hey, Black Shadow. Yeah, exactly. An empty canvas is an artist's biggest dream, but also biggest nightmare. A blank canvas with no restrictions is so hard to deal with. Yeah, Bedrat, I'll build a GravGen eventually. Still trying to decide what I want to put up in that space. Could put racks. Because I do want something up there. It still feels kind of empty. That would feel weird. That would feel weird. I don't hate lockers being up there, so maybe we'll go with that first. That's gonna be a problem on your end, Takari, unfortunately. My volume is as loud as it normally is. What the? What? You're weird, Twitch. You're weird. Yeah, Floody, you can use the grill stuff if you want to. Because I've got the vent here, I don't really want something that looks more like vents. I think that locker brings it together enough. It was just these vents stuck out heaps with the locker and the door and everything else around it. It felt like it stuck out a lot. Right, so with that sort of door, I want an actual, almost an airlock. What I should probably do, put another door in here. Then what I will add is a light. Right here. So then I can close this. Open that. Close that. And it shouldn't require too much effort for this to pressurize. Although this might not be airtight. I don't think this is airtight. Possibly because that doesn't airtight to that. Right. Never mind. Yeah. Could just put the passageway corner in here, couldn't I? That should airtight it. Let's do that. Was hoping for a light, but... That'll work just well enough. So I think I've got enough light around here anyway. Yep, now we're airtight. So I will want to have a light out here though. And what to do with this? Yeah, I think I'll go back to the precious light I had there before. Passage light and log entry. Yeah, Kirby, I'm very familiar with the overlays that Build Info has for airtightness. I think I even pointed that out in my video on mods for new players. Okay, my drills are done. Let's go sort them out. This has worked fairly effectively at getting all this ice out. Also, am I full? I'm still okay. So we check because armor drills filling up. No, they're not, so we're good. I'm probably getting... Oh, why is one of you on? Probably going to get overloaded with iron with all the stone I keep mining. Cool. So we've got our front area. Is there a way I could incorporate survival kit in here? That'd look alright. Nope. No, there's not. Alright, we're gonna have a separate medical room then. Ooh, that'll give me an excuse to put the scanner in here, just because. Batteries behind there. Alright, let's start fiddling with medical things. So we got that. Arrgh. I hate that this thing has to be piped. The way that it has to be piped. Oh, I guess I could go this way. Put the medical room there and then put a medical station. Kind of want to get rid of this battery and move those gyros. You're in a really annoying spot. Is my ejector still dropping out stone? Ah, good, it is. Excellent. Couldn't remember if I did. Wouldn't the MRI interfere with the gyros? I can't move the gyros down to the lower deck, and I don't think I want to because they'll probably get destroyed, but I could move them up. top of the batteries. I really need to move this at some point. What is the point of that little space here? Doesn't have one. So... where's the turret control block? Put that there. What I dislike about the medical room is how they don't cover the conveyor parts that they need. Yeah, they're not... they could do with a bit of an overhaul to come back in line with the newer aesthetic that Space Engineers has. I am going to lose one of these batteries because it's going to annoy me where the place that it is. And it's going to be much quicker just to get rid of it. Why do I not have batteries on my hopper? Does that happen? I move a battery to here. Get rid of this one. So let's... okay. Don't have the buttons on it. Kind of want to grab every battery but this one. Set them all to recharge and grab all the power from it. Back to re. Fully depleted in 10 minutes. I'm trying to push these batteries as far forward on the ship as I can. See if I can do a little bit about balancing out the weight better. What little they'll do. So I might even push another battery on top of the turret controller. And then push the gyros on top of these two batteries. Yeah, true, Floody. The medbay connector thing is awkward at best. Especially if you do connect from below, because you get this little gap in this corner. Which is, I think, possibly why I nearly universally connect them on top. Without even thinking about it. How much longer? Still a while. Okay. Let's move the gyros.
Inventory full.
Trying to get rid of some of the duplicates in my is time consuming. But there are a few of the older blocks like the med bay that I think could use a spruce up. Although, there's always an issue with doing that, which is how much it might break the aesthetic for older designs.
Inventory full.
Oh, I shouldn't move that one yet, actually. Should make a battery in here. Build a medical bay. Build the jump drives down the back. And what else do I actually need to build on this? Like, what other spaces do I want to have in here? Have I got too much room now? Oh yeah, I'll need a little reactor room, won't I? Once I get reactors and uranium. War/planning room. Oh yep. But I mean, this is a vehicle of only 2 crew, or possibly 4 if they hotbed it, because there are only 2 beds. I think of it more as a long-term exploration vehicle. Just want this to go. How much battery is left in it? 31%. You know what? That'll do. I'm sick of waiting for this. I just want to catch it on. I don't want to wait for this thing to discharge. Feels so wasteful though. Sewing room. That's more of a RimWorld space, because you got the tailoring bench. Don't want this here. Oh, I can move this gyro actually while I'm thinking. I'm waiting for that battery to deplete.
Inventory full.
And then I should get rid of this turret controller and replace it. Reactor room. I wonder if I'll be able to do something fancy with it, or if I'll run out of space. Okay, so this is mining rig, rotor base, mining rig, hinge base, 9. Okay, that's easy enough. Hinge base. Cool. Mining rig controller. I can get rid of the other one. And I'm going to go set up my mining rig while I remember. And I'm going to walk around the wrong way. Wait, is this turret controller even being used? No. okay with that one there, though. Oh, I think I, at some stage, was planning on building a proper, like a turret. Control, there it is. Ooh. Wasn't happy about me then. Not what I was doing. Yeah, Build Vision doesn't like copying certain settings, and I don't think it worked for turret controllers, just as it doesn't work for LCDs. There are certain settings that it doesn't seem to be able to transfer. Alrighty, that's getting back in the action. Yeah, how big is the large industrial reactor? I think is too big for my ship because I think it needs a 3x3x3 space. I don't have that anywhere. Like the only one I have is this where the cargo is. Jeez, the clanging noises. Alright, cool. We're almost out. Battery dead. Okay, now that I've got this room, do you really need that much power? No. No, I do not need a large reactor, I don't think. Oh, I wanted to empty this one out. Oh, whatever. I'm going to get a large block of something on the ground.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Ooh. That I hadn't anticipated. Forgot that might have been connected to just that cargo container. I'm lucky that didn't go more poorly. Okay, now we can have a play around with the medical area. So I'm thinking maybe a medical station and a cryo chamber? Maybe the other way around. Oh wait, no, I don't want the... Dang it! It's not gonna work. I need to have the... Maybe I go cryo chamber. I do want to have a cryo tube in this. Just think about how I will fit all 3 bits of the medical facility in here. could work with this off this side. And then we can grab the decorative thing, which I think is under here. Lab. And then I can figure out what I do with walls around this to make it look like an enclosed space. So what I've done is I have blocked off walking down this side of the ship, which I'm perfectly fine with. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I am going to get rid of this cargo container.
Inventory full.
Ice in my face.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
It's lucky the large boulders don't do damage to your ship anymore.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
There we go. I know that's my pipe for my medbay. I want to put a pipe in there instead of that. Instead of a cargo container.
Inventory full.
Come on, Master Maniac. You know not to ask questions like, how did all that ice fit in that container? What do I want to do here? Oh yeah, I can just have it come down as a straight little... Yep, that's fine. This is perfectly fine. Because I've got the conveyors running along the back here that'll come back around. I'll bring down to the cryo tube. When was the boulder thing changed? That was pre the massive... That was before the big survival update. It's got to be at least 2 years ago. It's been a long, long time since you've been able to damage grids with materials like that. Nah, I'm just going to stick with one cryo, because I think trying to fit a second in here will make it real awkward. Am I auto-producing medical components? Medical... Wanted 15. I think it's smart for me to keep 15 components in case the medbay ever gets damaged. No, Takari. The boulders haven't done damage and still do no damage. And it's been that way for a very, very, very long time. I'm pretty sure that change even came in while I was playing Survival, maybe. But explosive items, ammo, explosives can get damaged and then explode. So if you have explosives in a cargo container and that cargo container pops, those explosive components, if they take damage, will then explode. So like, if you have an explosive in your inventory, you can drop it on the ground, shoot it, and a boom But yeah, the boulders have not done damage in a long time, and can't do damage. They actually just don't cause damage. They can cause your vehicle to twist and stuff like that. Like they can cause weird forces on it, but they can't damage it. Gorfy, this is something I stream on Twitch and I've been doing for what, 2 months now? Probably. And which gets, the VODs get uploaded to my Flipsy YouTube channel as well. Because pretty much all my VODs get uploaded there. It's a rare one that I'm like, I'm not going to upload that one. It does happen, but it's rare. Thanks, Takari. I'm really happy with how Scavenger Hunt has started, and very, very happy to be back in a position where I should have regular edited content coming out of my main channel. I spent a good chunk of yesterday afternoon after my stream, after my 7 days to die stream, doing Survival Impossible stuff, so I'll hopefully be able to finish the recording of that tomorrow, or at least get a good chunk of the recording of that done tomorrow. And then edit it over the next week, have it come out. Great. Tommaso, Capac started reading the mission briefing, got distracted, and that's where we're at. If you go to the video for Scavenger Hunt, the bit where Capac starts reading it, pause it there and you can read the whole mission briefing. That'd be my best advice for how to deal with that. I think I'm going to need to get rid of these windows. Golfy, there's not any specific scenario for this. I just started on Pertum and I've got Reavers and Assert. It's fairly minimally modded. I just wanted to play something chill, where I was just kind of building something that might be good enough to go on the workshop. That was virtually the entire goal. Make something interesting as a mobile base. And get shot at along the way. Let's go get some color. Then walls and door. I want a door into here, but I won't make this space airtight. I just want to have a door. Sliding hatch door? I don't use those very much. I do use the offset doors a lot though. Let me go offset door. Then we can put some lockers in here. Maybe? Yeah, exactly, Edric. The Reavers are chill because you don't have too many problems with them. Like, I don't find Reavers to be especially evil because you can just avoid them. Is that where I do the door? No. Door here. Maybe. Maybe. And then... No, not that. Bathroom. Yes, I do think the medical facility should have one. Yeah, Edric, I think that's right. Why a door, Master Maniac? To make it feel like a room. Without a door, it all just feels like the same space as you move through, whereas this way it delineates separate areas of the ship. It makes you feel like you're moving through something that's got multiple regions to it rather than all feeling the same. I think it just helps with that sensation. Yeah, multiple airtight sections can be helpful, but in this case, this section is not going to be remotely airtight. Yeah, that worked out well. That's what I was hoping for. But it's more to give the sensation of different spaces. Maybe I'll replace these with the interior wall blocks. I'm gradually covering up all my cargo exits. We can get rid of this now. So I've got a proper med bay. And yes, the banging sounds are the stone/gravel ejector. Just doing its thing. Now, what to do with this? Do I just put a block on top? So that's the best plan.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Energy low.
There was some iron in that survival kit. Yeah, I think that feels better than putting just an armor plate across the gyro, because then this toilet would be sticking out like a bit weird. I'm so immune to the sounds of clang when I know when there's something around that I know causes it, that I just don't even listen to it anymore. It's kind of bad because it means that there are some times when I should be paying attention to it. Cool. This is actually moving faster than I was expecting in terms of the interior design. So we've got medical room off here. I'll respray the floor eventually, because I want to spray it all grey, as I think it adds a lot to the space. But that's not priority yet, because I'd like to get the other things in first. What to do for this wall? Let's do similar to what I did on the other side. Armor plates on the bottom and then interior walls on top. Oh, right. Yes, yes, yes. Need the cryo tube. Almost forgot about it. Let's pipe it up. So let's have a look at what's going to happen if I use tube, curved conveyor tube. Tube that way, and then the way I want to do that. It can work for now. I don't actually need the cryo tube at all. It's there for decoration, so I'll hopefully remember to connect it up once I've figured out what's going in this room. But at least that's closed up the medical room. With some interesting patterning on the walls, and now we need lights. Yeah, in Panic, I'm actually not repairing this time. This is me finally decorating the interior. And trying to get a bit more of a finished feel to the space. While I also gradually mine as much ice as I can get my hands on. The fight was last stream, Edric. The end of last stream, I got in a tangle with Reavers. Gotta decorate before the boom, because then you can make a blueprint of it and fix it up relatively quickly. Now that I've got the silver processed, I should be able to unlock the jump drive. Think. Push and jump. Jump drive. I need to make a grab can. Yeah, Golfy, this thing will fly. %, it will fly. How well it will fly. It's a whole different kettle of fish.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Alright. Jump drive time. Yeah, I think that view is the best view. One jump drive. Let's go check the production and gravity generator components and superconductor. Oops, okay, I wrote it on the wrong side. Yeah, grid welder would probably be the way to go here. So I should be able to easily fit one in as well. Ah, wrong thing. Let's see if I toast myself on this. Yeah, the orange beams were there to make sure that I don't put anything else in where the jump drive can actually go. Although I will admit to being tempted to not putting 2 jump drives on, just putting one on and putting it just here, where I've got all this space. But there's definitely an advantage to having 2 of them. Yeah, this is easily the quickest way to build a jump drive. Or arguably the best way.
Inventory full.
Because you don't have to sit there welding and moving all of the superconductor components. What should I put here? Doesn't work like I was wanting it to. Actually, it does. That's something. Yes, grid welders can lead to an unexpected barbecue. Maybe that doesn't work. Yeah, maybe that doesn't work. Better just leave this open.
Inventory full.
Huh. When did that hole get made? I don't remember that hole being there. Huh. Weird. Again, that's just kind of the nature of drill, like, mining things. So you're gonna have something that ends up over, like, large and complicated and has lots of parts in it because you're trying to carry heavy stuff a long way. Lean into it. why sometimes get hurt and sometimes don't. Lean into it or create something to carry the thing that's getting too unwieldy instead of it just being the one vehicle. Like, the Butterball from Survival Maybe is probably my best mining vehicle because it's balanced in terms of range, in terms of battery output, cargo capacity to and the amount of cargo it actually has, and all those things kind of were balanced out. And it still has enough greebling to make itself look a little bit interesting. But that's a hard balance to reach. As noted by the fact that I think I've only achieved it once. I don't know what to do with the spaces. So this is sort of my server room. Guess what we could do. Does that work? That'd... No. I kind of want to sort of separate it off, but I'm just trying to think of how without it looking wonky. Do I prefer free-moving miners or spaghetti arm static miners? I prefer free-moving spaghetti arm miners. When I can get them to work. Which is not particularly consistent. Yeah, I think that's helping a bit. Still want to put something here though, and I don't know what. Could put down another programmable block, even though I'm probably never going to use it to put anything on it. I could put down another turret control block, I guess. Heat vent. It's a weird spot for a heat vent. Yeah, I suppose the gravgen could go there. Does put it fairly mid-ship. Yeah, that's a good call.
Energy low.
Gargoyle, there's a vanilla corridor block with a light built in. It's part of one of the DLCs. Okay, the jump drive is close to finished. Just 600 more things to go. Okay, it's not close to finished at all. No, I got my grub components. I don't care. I can keep just going. Yep, probably could put another programmable. Well, I think I've got an extra programmable lock anyway. I've got Izzy's running on that one. Oh wait, I don't have another one. Yeah, thought I had another one. Guess not. Oh, this is as far as I got replacing some of the light with heavy as well. What is that banging sound? Can we see it from here? Better see it from the other side. Further back. That's what the banging sound is. Cool. Can readjust. 681,000 kilograms of ice. Now, how full are my big tanks? Why isn't the second tank filling? Probably because I haven't connected it up to the cargo system yet, which is something I was supposed to do. Right, let's fix that before I get onto anything else, because that is important. How to best do this? You know what? I'm going to build a backup conveyor line. It's still going to be right next to the cargo container, but I think having a backup conveyor line is smart. So, some of the runs down here. Oh, actually, no, I can put an air gap. I can put an air gap. There, and I'll fix that in a second. Tube T. Just get these ones that I can't reach. Yeah, redundancy is not a bad thing, especially when you crash as often as I do. Move this up to there to make it nice and snug. Then I can get rid of one of these passageway blocks. Two of them, actually.
Inventory full.
Really did open up a lot of space moving those wheels. One thing I've noticed I'm doing here is undoing all of my cargo container spam. Which I have mixed feelings about. As I hear Charlie snore beside me. The armored conveyors are nice because I don't want to use... Because the armored conveyors are nice mainly for allowing stuff to be stuck to them, where you don't want to use cargo containers or conveyor junctions. So I suspect I'm going to use them a lot. I never used really any of the
Low.
armored conveyor mods. They were in
Fuel
Escape from
critical.
Purgatory on the Draconis server, but I don't think I really ended up using them all that much. And by the end, I'd actually replaced all of the conveyors on the booze bus with the vanilla ones, because I wanted to have it be vanilla. So it's nice that there is a vanilla option now, or at least what I think of as vanilla. I know some people disagree that and say that if it's got DLC, it's not vanilla, but I still think of it as vanilla. Ooh. Ooh. I could get rid of this stairway, because it does look really janky. I kind of like the idea of it initially, but honestly it looks real janky. I can get rid of it now that we have ladders in the thingies. Ladder shafts. What I'm thinking is... the problem was airtightness. I can make this... This is much easier to make airtight than a regular ladder, because the block itself is airtight, I'm assuming. And middle one. I haven't actually checked if the armored conveyors are airtight on the sides that I think that they're airtight on. And I haven't heard anyone complaining about it, which makes me assume that they probably are. Let's see if I can get this to work now. So my thought was... Actually, that lock needs to come out. I could just do a simple airlock on this with the double door. Door, and could do door this way. And then it's just got the corner bit. And then we go and we climb up. Yeah, Edric, I don't like the build info overlays. To be blunt about it, I greatly dislike HUD clutter, so I don't like having overlays on all the time. And I'm too lazy to turn those things on and off. Because it is a bit fiddly. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of that stairway. It's gonna make me happy. The shape of the Rover just really didn't suit having stairs on the outside. I do like putting catwalks around things, but I used too many angles building this thing for it to kind of work, I think. Because I had to cut away angles and add little boxy bits, and it just
Inventory
didn't
full.
quite end up the way I had imagined. Apparently, I lost the plate on the side there? I wonder when that happened. There we are. Let's get rid of these doors. And have a look at what we're going to do on the outside. Are you going to put a safety rail in? Probably. Possibly. Alright. So, if that's where the airlock's going to be... Got some space to play with there.
Energy low.
Let's go charge up while I think this through. Yeah, I figured this side was not airtight of these blocks, but the other sides were. What have I done on the other side at that point? So I've got the windows and then a square. Oh. No, can probably do the same. Oh, I forgot it. Hang on. I've forgotten something. I forgot I have the materials to make better tools. Surprised no one annoyed me about that. I was like, split 8 tools. Split 8 tools. Realize with all the things I'm doing, I would like to have shinier tools. Too used to watching Shaq run around with just basic tools. Fair play, fair play. He's so much worse than me on that one. I'm bad, but he's worse. That's that. So let's do... Just so I got a little bit of a window in the airlock. I think it'd be nice. Ooh. Do I? No. I'll block this off. Just thinking whether I leave it so that the airlocks are even bigger still and can see the jump drive, but that's probably not a good idea. Oh, now you're on. So they were both on, it's just this one wasn't piped. I'm really happy with how this ship's coming together now. Yep, Bruce, just designing, upgrading, while I'm waiting for my hydrogen tanks to fill. Because then we can have a crack at launching this thing. Might even do that at the end of this stream. It's getting to the point I probably should be in TeamSpeak in case Capac shows up. Yes, backflip is optional. I'm not I'm not super keen on the idea of doing an intentional backflip. Actually, I'm even less keen on doing an accidental backflip. I think it's probably a better way to put that. Have some bars just near where the entry is, I think makes sense. Some rails, I should say. So, Edric, I'm not convinced that using mag plates to lock things like this onto your main grid is a good idea. I actually think it makes it worse. During Wrong Way Up, both Wasted and Tex did it a lot. And I think part of the reason might be that with their higher latency, they were seeing things jiggle around a lot that actually weren't too bad. Where if they had lower latency. The locking, what it does is mean that if you reverse a piston, you reverse a hinge, you do any of this stuff, you immediately generate phantom forces. Or if the locking is done before any of those parts have stopped completely moving, you're generating phantom forces. So you can actually make things dramatically worse by using landing gear. Like the third to last stream where Wasted had locked the hat of his drone printer down, that was generating the phantom forces that caused that trailer to keep rolling. So I actually don't subscribe to the notion that locking those things down is beneficial. I actually think it's often worse. I think it would take a lot to test to see whether I'm right or wrong there. Now, speaking of quote-unquote missing blocks, let's see if we've got this one. I honestly haven't even looked at the extra options we've got. Could use that. Yeah, let's use that. That'll do. That'll be enough with that shape. We won't. I don't think we'll have that shape. Yeah, the wobble isn't a problem though. over the years, I've become more comfortable around the wobble because it's only certain sorts of wobble that actually end up causing rapid disassembly. But yeah, that's my take on it. I know other people will have different opinions, but with stuff like this, it kind of does come a bit down to opinion. That to test how this is actually impacting things, I'm not sure how you would come up with a reliable test for it. I just, as a general rule, I would not recommend it to new players. Because I don't think it helps. And I think it leaves you thinking you've done something that helps that's actually harmed. I don't think I've got enough gold. I reckon I'm out of gold. Yep. Oh, no. No, no. No, 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 no. No. Oh, it's only 2Ks away. Oh, 1.0. Okay, okay. That's not so bad. Or do I go to space without a jump drive? Yeah, I'll go get a little more. I'll go get a little more gold. So let's bring up the drill arm then. Yeah, Eisen, I think the cranes that were built on that rover also frequently had issues. Sometimes, and again, Tex was landing gear locking things down on it. I do what I'm saying sounds really critical, but I very much understand where they're coming from. I'm just expressing my different viewpoint. I'm not certain I'm right, but I'm confident enough that I choose not to do those things. Or I'm so risk averse I choose not to do those things. Sending ladders that way is not a particularly pleasant experience, I imagine, on the viewer end. Oh, it's night. You saw nothing. Yeah, Kirby, I have played with the sleep mod before. Pretty sure Engineer Core might have. I think we faked the sleep, actually. I think the sleep mod came out around that time. When I first played with Shaq and Wasted. I'm aware I have headlights. They just don't do a lot. And I think most people would rather me try and get this thing to space than to see me repair it because I crashed again. So I'm choosing to do this, and I feel okay about the decision. Yeah, Edric, MA spotlights are quite nice. There are some good options there. I'm not sure the aesthetic really fits in with Space Engineers properly, but they certainly are nice in terms of how much light they put out. And the angles available. I mean, Dragnot, you may not need to coax me into flipping this thing. It could well flip just because of the nature of the subgrids on it. I don't know if I've got significant phantom forces on this or not, because it's so heavy that it could just be resisting them while it's on the ground. It's so big. Even the phantom forces I'm generating aren't enough to make it flip. Just trying to pick vaguely safe paths here, so I don't bottom out. Teal snork. That's what it feels like. That weird underwater version of the Smurfs that was, I think, in the 90s cartoon. I have no directional thrusters in place. I only have forward thrust at this point. Well, that's looking craggy. Let's back up a bit. Yeah, Shadowstar, the amount I've got on board should be enough. I think. That's half the fun of finding out. If it's not enough, I'm gonna be honest now. I'm gonna reload, because if it's not enough, it's gonna be complete destruction. What happened to my voice just then? Ah. That's better. No? Maybe? Maybe. Maybe? Better. Better. Better, better, better. Yes, it could be the yellow rocket all over again. Oof. That was so embarrassing. I so overestimated how much hydrogen was in those tiny little tanks from the mod we were using. This is one I mind. Maybe I'll go to the other one. Because I've already gotten a chunk of this one. Yeah, let's go to the other one. The ore detector is not set to max range currently. That is a good point. Just add one parachute, that will make your testing 100% safe. I do love that the launch test of that banana rocket was one of those hilarious situations where it was my design, it was my doing, and Capac was still the one who died. Somehow. He was the one who got shot out of his cockpit. Where do I go through here? The glaring bloom is Pertum. That's just Pertum. Being Pertum. Yeah, shaking him out of the walrus was fun. Wait, are there multiple golds right here? Or did I just put the mark in the wrong spot? There are multiple golds here. Well, isn't that convenient? Hey, thanks, Shadowstar. Thanks for the 4 months of sub. I think part of the overwhelming bloom for Pertum may be due to the Screen Gunk Be Gone mod. It might be doing something with it. And extend. Oh, I didn't drive far enough forward. Okay, I'm liking my redesign on the ship. I'm happy with this. Yeah. Alrighty, now for the fun part of this, which is take control, flip. And then I have to use the alternating right click out of right click because it's actually, yeah, because I can't add the, can I add the drills to the turret controller? Migrate controller. So for now, control. No. See, because I can't right click with it. That's right. Sorry, I'm doing a bit of a cat back there. I should stop. They annoyingly do not let you do that. So I have to go down a bit more, pop out, right click. Down a bit more, up out, right click. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Mining route control. Enable target locking. Let's try that. No. Now right click just does nothing. That's something I wish they could fix. I do really wish they could fix that. Oh well. So, low hint, the control seat on the drills, I've got a control seat. If I take control of another thing or get out of that control seat, the drills will turn off. So you can't use the whole hold down right click, open the menu, let go sort of thing. Because as soon as I take control of the turret controller, drills turn off. So unfortunately that's not an option here. It was one of the first things I tried and it doesn't work. It's one of those weird things about how the turret controller functions, I think. Yeah, the right-click drill mode for grid drills should be a toggleable thing, like regular turning it on is, I reckon. Be quite handy. I wonder if... that's an interesting question, Lohan. I don't know if the right-click drill function could be scripted, or whether it's like jump drives that requires a player. So there's no way to control it without player interaction. We need to go just down a little further, and then I should be on pretty much the right heading. Seems about right. And now, what I'm thinking I might do, let's just turn those on for a second. Grab my pistons, vertical ones, and increase the speed just a touch. Just see if I can get down to this gold a bit faster. No, I am not harboring any fantasies about driving into that canyon over there. Not after last time. But there is a tree down there waiting for you. There is a tree down there. I mean, I could take the little rover down there to knock down the trees. Or I could just go down there with my grinder. Does take some of the specialness out of it when you do things that way, though. I'm harboring fantasies of this thing, despite weighing 2.4 million kilos, getting off the ground. I think that's my most fantastical belief that may not be... that's almost certain to not come true. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Alright, that'll do. Let's just turn the drills on and fix the pistons up. Because I have an idea of what I can do while I'm waiting for this to work. Now. Let's think about thrust in other directions. Especially since we got the T-pieces, which could make this look a bit neater. So I was thinking of putting one on the side here and maybe one on... maybe using a curve piece on top. Oh, hiccups, Charlie. I kind of prefer the idea of this. Hang on. Let's grab the parts for this. Instead of sticking out the side further, maybe putting one on top there. And then putting it there. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm not anticipating this thing being particularly maneuverable. Just enough, though. Just enough that it actually can. Weirdly, I think this looks better than sticking on directly on the side. So that'll be left, right. Then we need some reverse thrust. And the reverse thrust, I was thinking I could just take off this and put a T-piece and have it pointing forward. Obviously, that's an issue on this side. But perhaps I'll move that ejector. While these things go, I will be back in just a second. I just need to take a quick bio break. Hey, thanks so much for the gift subs, K-Gober. K-Gobear? Goba. Ooh. So if I can. Let's put the reverse thrust in. Let's do that. Yeah. Lifting thrust. If I can put a moderate amount of it on this, that could end up being the thing that saves me as I try and do my running takeoff. Because if I have enough lifting thrust, it can be the thing that just pushes me until I can get my butt right under and push straight up. And where could I fit lifting thrust on this? Gargoyle, I want to guess. I much prefer to guess with my thrusters than using calculators. It's the way I've always done things. And I'm usually not far off. Thousands of hours of building stuff, I've usually got a reasonable feel for what's required. The only thing that can tend to throw me off is the cargo. Yeah, Kirby, remind me to do a prediction when it actually is about to happen. Excuse me, I just choked on water. Apparently I forgot how to drink. Ah. Ah. Yeah, I've actually never used a calculator. I've always tested in-game, if I'm going to test at all. So yeah, I will not be using a calculator. It's just not my way. Aussie that's forgotten how to drink lies. Sad but true indictment of us. That's true, Enpanic. I did crash my Tron due to drinking. It was water that I was drinking, but I was still drinking. I do have the conveyor line underneath, but I don't really have space underneath to stick thrusters down. I'll have a look at it in a second, though. There might be a way we can make it work. Oh, turn you off. Stop burning.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
The side ones look weird, but I'm kind of liking them. No, I can't raise the suspension anymore. The suspension is where it's gonna be. But if I do this, and we go Cove conveyor tube, let's get the parts for these. We have one, and then we have one more. We have T, and should be a curved. But I'm going to use a T. Because now I can put thrusters here. Without blocking off that walking path. Yeah, it is, Lohan. I might be tempted to muck around with Dean Hall's new survival mod for SE once I've got this thing up to snuff, once I'm happy with it. Because if it plays well, I have played with it a bit, but if it plays well without being on his custom server that he's done, if it plays well with the sort of other things that I tend to do, I might be keen to play around with it even more. Maybe even use it in some of my series. On my edited series. Are the armored conveyors my favorite addition? No, I think it's the catwalks. What else did we get? I think it'll be the catwalks. I think you'll see me use the catwalks a bit. Obviously, catwalks don't get used as often as conveyors, but when I do get to use them, I'll be really happy that I can. Anything that helps me create a space that feels at human scale, those are the things that I really like. The decorative blocks that allowed us to have kitchens, living spaces, that sort of thing, that was a huge addition for me, because I always had mods filling those roles because I needed them. Because for me, having that human scale to what we do in Space Engineers is an important part of feeling connected to what I build. I want to feel that connection to what I build, and connection doesn't happen unless it's at the right scale. Oh, that's kind of cool, with the conveyors going off the sides. I like it. Hey, speak of the devil, hey, Rocket. How's it going? Yeah, jetpack's working out. This was my chill survival that I started. This was meant to be laid back. And it's fairly vanilla. Yeah, I deliberately turned those thrusters off because I need them off so that I don't spew out all my fuel. That's the way I want that. That's going to be really annoying. Capac's going to bug me, and he's going to place some of these armored conveyors ways that I would consider to be wrong. Oh, I can see it now. I'm going to have to go back through and flip them. I'm already getting annoyed and he hasn't even done it yet. Say that like he'll do it on purpose. It's because he will. Rocket's mods vanilla survival expanded? Is it? You'd think I'd have the thing around, but I don't know. I don't know if the... I've got it. I'm sub to it. Vanilla survival experience. That's it. I knew it was an E. Oh, why are you being like this? Here we go. So this is it. I just dropped the link in chat for those wanting it. One of the nice things I think about this, one of the nicest things about this compared to other survival mods is that it integrates with the standard systems much better. So there's no additional HUD requirements and stuff like that, which is really nice. Though, Rocket, does this have the does this include the HUD mod that you've got running on that server? So that the stats all show up down in the bottom left? Or is that an additional mod required? Ah, cool. The HUD change. Sweet. Yeah, so the HUD used in it is very similar to the modernized HUD mod. Clean and modern, I think it was called. Or modern and clean HUD. Yeah, it's good that the author gave you permission to do that, because it does make it much cleaner to have it so you don't need that HUD mod separately. Can't remember off the top of my head who made that one. Let's get back to building these. Hey, Storm. Oh. Yeah, Rocket, the windows, I don't know where I saw it first. I saw a design where someone had flipped them upside down like this, and it's just really nice, especially now that we've got this piece, which was added in the last update, because it means you can actually mess around with that design style quite a bit and have some really interesting, nice looking windows that actually integrate with the armor quite well. Yeah, I haven't messed with the new rounded windows because I never messed with the rounded blocks. Oh, that's my pain. Like, I almost never use rounded blocks because once you use rounded blocks, you can't really use any other shape. They're good for specific things. Like, I've used them for fake-looking tanks on the tops of stuff, or little decorative little bumps, but as soon as you're going bigger than 2 blocks high, the rounded starts looking real weird. Yeah, like the bitter pill, how it had it was a fairly small build, so it worked. But you kind of, the rounded windows in a weird way, being round, actually force you into a really blocky build. can't change the radius of the curve. Whereas, it's just to demonstrate. So if I go and build that, then that, then that. I get something that at a distance looks curved, but has a bigger radius. Whereas if I actually use the curve blocks, it's a single block. So, yeah, they're more little blisters and little additions, I think, than they are particularly useful for most builds. And I think because so much else in Space Engineers is angular, I don't find myself using it much at all. Which is probably sad in a way, because it would be nice if I did have more variety in the way I could build. Has this gotten to the gold yet? It is through the gold. Okay. Come back out. Wasn't really thinking when I put those down. How close are we getting? 735. I don't think the refinery is refining any gold right now. That's going to be a while. The medbay windows are not tinted on the wrong side. It's just really bright inside there compared to inside here. The tinting's the same way. I had to do a double take on that one. I wasn't sure. And I was like, no, wait. It's right. It's right. I didn't stuff it up. It's fine. But it did take me a moment to be sure about it. Yeah, Tincho. They had bigger radius rounded windows, it would get weird. What I'm kicking out is unrefined stone and refined gravel. I kick out the stone to make sure that I don't run out of cargo space while I'm doing these big pit mines. Because it's really easy to accidentally overload my cargo system and run out of space. Yeah, the gravel's the cubes. I'm gonna try something and see if I just snap my drill. I think it'll be okay. Just angle it up a touch. Hoping I can scrape a little bit more of the... Yeah, drill's on. Gold as I come out. And there we go. I collected a bit. No, why'd the drills turn off? What is going on with these drills? Don't do that. The gold's horizontal. Like most deposits are, they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much horizontal to the surface above them, which means it's why I always advocate for horizontal miners for atmospheric miners in Space Engineers. Big pit miners like this create a lot of extra work, but in this instance, I kind of chose it despite that because I was like, it's a bit of fun. Ah, you're thinking I use the assembler as a way to eject stuff out. Yeah, that could be a spot for an ejector. Although it needs the sorter and ejector. I think the assembler ends... Yeah, so it'll be sorter where this is and then ejector another block out, which isn't too bad. Could do that. To move it. What I'm going to do now, though, is... Whoa! Something wasn't happy there. I was going to see if I can fit any more thrusters in here. I can probably do... one more. Yeah, on either side.
Inventory full.
Oh yeah, good point. Check the drills, check the drills. No, drills are okay. Yep. Blammo noises. Thank you for the reminder to check the drills. Would have been so bad. I'm hoping this is enough gold for that jump drive. I think it will be, because I think that's at least as much gold as I got before, and I've gotten well over half of the superconductor components done so far. Oh, you could be right, Edric. That might be why I removed the drills from the turret controller. I think I think you might be right. So I figure I bring this back up, shift it a little bit over to the side, and I can plunge down once more. That should be okay. Get that little bit of extra gold. Let's go back inside and do some more stuff. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Is there a way to break thrusters up to here? If I drilled through there, could have two, I could have four more and have them still symmetrical, which I kind of want. Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Inventory full.
Yeah, small flying miners are very, very effective. I intentionally didn't build one because I wanted to use the massive rover with the massive drill rig. Basically, my plan when I started this was to build a mining rig that would work using the turret controller. That was the entire purpose behind it. It wasn't meant to be particularly efficient. It was just meant to be a thing that I built. Actually, I don't need to, can't put that down yet.
Inventory full.
and then I would just work with it and see how effective it could be. And it is really effective because I can do so much while this is mining, and it does produce a lot of material when it gets down there, as long as I target it correctly.
Inventory full.
Does make me nervous working around this wheel, but it's fine. He's fine, he's fine. Worth it to have cargo access down here? Maybe. Maybe. Although, as soon as I built this, probably not. And then one here. Conveyor by ladder is perfect spots for cargo access. Yeah, it probably is actually, turning that one into a cargo container. Alright, let's do it. I've got the parts for these now. I'll replace it before I do the other side. Oh, it's also convenient because it is on the outside too. If I leave that exposed. I'm gonna go and assume that the, what is it now? 12 small thrusters are not going to be enough to lift this thing. But it'll be hilarious if they are. Absolutely hilarious. 7. I must be getting close to having... Actually, I reckon I probably have the tanks full by now. Industrial hydrogen tank full. Oh, 57%. And these are all full. Getting close. Yep, I am on Pertum. That's why the sky is so horrible. Look like Titan with grass. Rocket pod with parachutes, take up half the rover, then come back down for the other half, merge them in space. I like some aspects of that concept. I don't like the idea of having to split my rover in half. Are there any modded planets that I'd recommend? Oops. I haven't actually played on any particularly modded planets for a long while now. So I'm a bit out of touch with what's out there. The way I've always picked modded planets was spawn them in creative mode and then spawned in one of my favorite rovers, like the Chomper or something like that, and just driven around for half an hour or something. By doing that, you get a real feel for what the place is like. Also worthwhile, whatever rover you drive around with, make sure it's got an ore detector on it. And that'll help you get a good idea of what to expect from it. Gruz, how goes the tealing? It's tealing good. Should be able to get to space today. Especially since I have seen nor heard any word of a Mr. Amaru, which is odd, considering I would have expected him by now. Yeah, Anthony, I think that boo was deserved. If Capac doesn't show up, no, there wouldn't be any RimWorld today. It's really down to him actually showing up. I mean, I'm ready for it. But I don't think Waston and I would want to do it, play that save without him. And he had told me last week that he was going to stream yesterday, and he didn't. And he didn't, so I don't know. Six, 10. 10 lifting thrusters. That's what I want to do. I'm going to get rid of this block. Oh yeah, Capac normally shows up to this within the last hour and has not, so I'm not his mother. Sometimes he makes me act like it. I don't really want that exposed, but I do want the ladder that way round. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Yeah, Anthony, sometimes Capac's phone alarm is not enough for him. It used to be really annoying when I was trying to record and I could just hear his alarm going off in his room when we were housemates. And just being like, turn off your alarm! I'm trying to record! Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to put this ladder the whole way up. So I could hear it through the wall, and I'm like, how is he still sleeping through this?
Energy low.
Yep, I now have floor level ladder access. And safely come off it. Cool. Yeah. The light here. Yep, trying to make this thing airtight for space. It's getting there. It is getting there, slowly. Turn off my headlights. Need to have more light from this one. That's about right. Yes. Worked. Feels alright down here. So let's go up. So I think the only non... Oh, hello. I think the only non-airtight space back here is this bit literally back here. So I just got to figure it out and then we'll test our airtightness and see where I've lost it. Also, this bit here. I'm going to need to fix that. But this is getting close. That color feels like my first Space Engineers. Yep. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta build with weird colors. It's just how it is. Push yourself, see if you can make it look good. There are definitely some unfinished blocks around the place, like these. Which are all a bit of a faff to fix up, because they're all a long way away from cargo. Ooh. Almost out of power. I do, Anthony. I'm always going to care about beauty, even if it works. Actually, sometimes especially when it works. Because if it works, then you're like, ooh, now I can make it look good. For me, style points always count. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was like, the builds that I am most proud of are all ones that I spent a long time trying to make them look good. Okay, maybe not in a speedrun, Anthony. Maybe not. That's fair. That thing I built ugly. Ugly, ugly. Laws, I'm sure Capac didn't miss that reference. What do I want to do with with that block there. By my rainbow... What was it? By my rainbow welder, I swear I will end you. Yeah. I'm confident Capac didn't miss what that was referencing. I, on the other hand, have watched Firefly all of once, and it was a long time ago. It wasn't because I didn't enjoy it that I've not watched it again, it's because it doesn't go anywhere. That I can't bring myself to watch it again.
Actually, I didn't get that reference.
Oh, did you not?
No.
Oh, you did wake up though.
It's been quite a while since I saw Firefly.
I wasn't sure if you were even going to wake up
Fuel
today.
low.
I wasn't either. I had some problems last night.
Fuel critical.
Do you want to elaborate on that or not?
Sure. The building was evacuated at about 3:30.
Ooh,
Yeah, so that was fun.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing like standing out in the middle of the street waiting for firemen to give me the all clear before I could go back to bed.
Yeah. Okay, that sucks.
Yep. But I'm here now.
You are. Here now in time to see if Wasted's around and possibly see me fail to launch this thing.
Oh, is it actual takeoff time?
It's pretty close, yeah. I've got a jump drive, I've got thrust in most directions,
Oh, yeah, I see big rockets.
and I've got all these rockets, and then I've got these as well.
Are those single side thrusters going to be enough for something that big?
Generally speaking, no. This is going to need to be spun around and stuff, but I'm not making this an optimal spaceship.
I just meant to keep it sort of stable on takeoff.
Should be. Especially using gyro assists.
Well, it'll be something to see, no matter which way it goes.
Yeah. That's the plan. Always make it worth something worthwhile to see. I'll go these ones. Just trying to make it airtight right now.
And you're going to have to, like, remove that wheel to get that in there?
No?
Oh. I thought it was showing up red because you couldn't place it, but it was because you didn't have any steel.
Yep. A Capac counter reference. Answer me this, Capac. The power to drive a rover down a sheer cliff lies in which finger?
I think that would be my finger.
Figured you'd picked up on the reference immediately given your reaction to the question.
Yep. Willow for the win. Oh, man. I don't...
What? You don't want?
There's a... They're making a Willow TV show as we speak.
Hmm.
And
You're not sold by the sound of things.
well, I'm afraid to get my hopes up too much, judging by the other TV shows that have not been the best experiences of late.
Hype is always a dangerous thing, but if you don't get at least a little bit excited about something, sometimes life's a bit sad too, so sometimes you just have to feel that pain. that one. I won't do that one either.
Yeah, but it's being made by Disney, so it could easily go either way.
You mean it could easily be bad, but there's a small chance it might be good?
Yep.
Oh dear. Did it shoot through all my power? Surely not. Wow. Okay, my jump drive took all my power. Interesting. Hey, thanks so much, old grognard.
Yeah, I mean they don't have George Lucas or Chris Claremont on the writing team, so that's a mark against them right there.
Alright, I think what I might do, instead of trying to build the jump drive just yet, I'm just going to close off this space and make it airtight. Where the jump drive would be.
You can put a dummy jump drive in.
I did sort of have one of those before, but I think this is a little more airtight than the one that I was using before. I used beam blocks, which was probably not my smartest move.
Yeah, I'm not sure Val Kilmer would come back for anything these days. He's not in the new Top Gun either.
Can you blame him?
They killed him off in a photograph like they did with Will Smith in Independence Day 2.
Well, that was probably a smart movie not to come back for.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
That's a very generous way to put it.
I mean, it had some interesting ideas in it, but they just go so over the top with the disaster nonsense these days.
Yeah, there's no human element to it. This is my criticism of some Marvel stuff too.
Well, I mean, the Independence Day sequel had a little bit of the human element, but like even if you have some of it, it's just so overwhelmed by the complete over-the-top nonsense of a spaceship that is a considerable it's sized relative to the Earth, and yet it's not like, and it's sort of landing on Earth and not just sort of sinking in and causing massive upheavals across the planet as it sinks continental plates into the mantle. That hurts my brain.
That does not sound fun, Starkiller. Hope your arm gets better soon. Right. That's finished. Let's get a vent somewhere here and see if it's airtight. I mean, my cockpit's airtight, so this strictly doesn't need to be, but... Where did I put the vent? There. I'd like to see if this stuff's airtight. Where do I want to put a vent?
I feel like you could have made a good movie out of the the basic concept of Independence Day 2, which was that humanity were the only ones that had managed to defeat these aliens. And so, like, a collection of alien races that has been, like, trying to resist them are like, hey, wow, we want you to help us because you managed to defeat them. But they did it pretty much by chance.
Hmm.
Like, that feels like a pretty good setup for something to me, but it was kind of squandered.
Yeah. Oh no!
Like, they kind of played on that idea a bit in the Stargate shows.
Other races coming to us for help because we somehow managed to do it, even though we probably shouldn't have been able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to cover over my cargo container. Because it is leaky. Well, that sucks.
You could just glass it over. Then you could still see all the details.
Yeah, that's a good point. Still have to get rid of this plate though. Some of it anyway.
Cool. Actually, you might be able to do some interesting designs with the, like, the half armor, half window bits.
Oh,
Do a
yeah,
mix of armor and
yeah. Have to
windows.
get rid of these bits though, unfortunately. And I need to make sure this block is up to here. Alright.
Yep, you pretty much got it there, Laws. That's pretty much how the scavenger hunt series is working.
What was the question? Darko, is scavenger hunt series scripted? There is a storyline which has been created for the scenario, which was created by not us. So Capac and I are completely blind to the storyline. We also know that there are human NPCs, so the things like stealth and all these other things that we mostly ignore in Space Engineers, we're not sure whether we're going to be allowed to ignore, because human NPCs watching our every action with a game master can be like, they just gave away their position by having a bright blah blah. Attack them. So the rules aren't necessarily Space Engineers only rules as well, which means we get to play into the roleplay a lot more, which is kind of cool. Had you felt that as well, Capac?
Yeah, it's like a tabletop role-playing game.
Yeah.
Just Space Engineers is the table.
Yeah. Oh, I love when I look around. I hear this tapping on the ground and it's Charlie sleep wagging. I don't know if that tapping is coming through with my mic.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Let's see how these half windows end up looking. Might need some more detailing with my armor plate around it, I think. No, Lord Lunder, it's not Vanguard. Vanguard has its own unique aspects to it. Also, because it's live. But in Vanguard, Wasted writes most of the script. He's the one who comes up with the story. In this, Capac and I aren't coming up with the story. It's more like we're playing Frostbite, but there are humans playing some of the roles. Hey, Wasted. Well, yeah, Moosey helping with the storyline, yeah. But yeah, fortunately, Scavenger Hunt and Vanguard do fill different things. Do achieve different things as well. How does this work? Yeah, it's alright. It's not perfect. It's not horrible. It's different to having it with just standard windows. I'm going to try something there. We've got access to the
Energy
colour.
low.
There it is. Does it look better if it's pointed out a bit more? Kinda. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. Where's my ladder? Where's my ladder? Wasted, whenever you're about, feel free to hop into voice chat. Where am I leaking now?
I don't know if Wasted can answer that.
Where is that leaking through? It's entirely possible Wasted could answer that question, you know.
Well, in game maybe.
Where is that coming through?
And
Curse you,
panic.
air leaks. Huh.
Don't think I don't know.
What?
He says it was 3 years between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And oh man, has it been 6? It can't be 6 years.
I'm so confused. What are you talking?
Has it been since 6 years since the last episode of Light Echoes came out?
No. It'd be 4.5, I think.
Wait, no. It's been six years since the first episode
Yeah.
of Light Echoes came out.
Yes.
Energy critical.
Just thought I'd fix a few of these, just in case any of them End up being weird with their build states.
Oh, and Incognito. I never played multiplayer Neverwinter Nights.
Thanks,
I played a whole
Carls.
bunch of the single player.
We tried playing it once.
We did. But you were not a fan.
Yeah.
It's
Baldur's Gate was better.
graphically, it's very difficult to get into these days.
But it was also that the early storyline was painful.
Oh, in vanilla Neverwinter, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit
No
slow.
guarantee.
The expansions. When I actually did my playthrough, I started with the first expansion, Shadow of Undrentide, and that's a much more interesting story.
Yeah. And so it was because of that I went, let's just play Baldur's Gate instead.
I think
And we still haven't finished that.
I think the developers confirmed that Baldur's Gate 3,
2023.
yeah, next year.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking about the Baldur's Gate thing, how we haven't finished it. And yay, pressurized. Okay. That means time for space. And how we haven't finished it and how we could finish it.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking of approaching it perhaps... Oh, I need to go outside and fix the drop. Perhaps the way that I'm thinking of approaching the ACS mod, of just smashing it out in one day. Doing a super stream. And seeing if we can get the whole thing done. To... like, just stream it for 12 hours or whatever it takes us to get it done and see if we can actually do it.
Yeah, it would be nice to have finally completed that game.
Yeah. And then we can start Baldur's Gate 2.
Dark Zan suggests blueprinting.
Yeah, blueprint might be useful. I'm also going to save before I launch because I'm not rebuilding if this goes catastrophically wrong. I'll learn though. Okay, drill is stowed. Let's go. Pressurized. Helmet open.
Now that those there, now that there is those ladder corridor bits,
Now that there are those ladder...
Yes.
Yep.
we need like a trap door that you can put on the top, or like an airlock, like cap block that's got a ladder built into it. Oh, does it always drive this slow?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it always has.
Well, good thing you got the thrusters in. You're gonna need them.
I guess it hasn't always been this slow, but it's always been slow.
Oh, so you're gonna launch off that cliff over the canyon?
I was thinking about it for a second, and then I'm like, no, that doesn't actually give me enough room. I want to kind of get some upward momentum, so I'm going to potentially go up this hill over here. I think it might be a better angle.
Oh, that's a
I've got
shame.
several gyros, don't worry. Although I may want more, we'll find out. I'm loving how nervous everyone's getting about the fact that I haven't saved or blueprinted or anything yet. It's because they know me. They know I'm going to do something cheeky like this and then still actually forget it when I mean to do it. Alright, I think that's going to be a nice ramp.
Oh boy.
Alright, Control B. Oh yeah, prediction. Start prediction. Space or no space? That is the question. Space. No space. We can add extra predictions now. It's not just 2.
What?
We can do multiple things.
How many things?
Many things. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it is about time, isn't it, Wasted? Having multiple having 3 or more prediction outcomes can make predictions a lot more interesting now.
They take with one hand and they give with the other.
Yeah, except the thing that they're taking, isn't that only for people on very specific deals already? Because that's kind of all we were getting anyway.
What are you talking about?
The change to subscription payouts on Twitch.
No, I'm talking about how they're removing the friends feature.
Oh, right. So 155,000 so far voted on space and 80,000 on no space.
Oops.
It's a space in no space, though. Prediction is flawed. Yeah. Pun impaired over here. I'm going to miss stuff like that.
You better win. I'm betting heavily on success.
Are you?
Yep.
How many points do you even have on my channel?
I bet 3,800.
So, not many.
Meat shields.
3,800
not
cap
many.
points.
That's a lot considering I'm usually not chatting in the chat. When I'm here, I'm usually talking on TeamSpeak.
Well, yeah, but it also means that because you only have my chat up, you don't actually watch, whereas I do pop into your streams a bit more often. So I've got like 38,000 points.
Well, la-di-da.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never used the friends feature on Twitch anyway.
Okay. Here we go. Thrusters on. Thrusters on. Here we go. Handbrake off. That would help.
The delay is real. Oh.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Oh.
Oh yeah!
You do have detached wheels set on a hotkey, right?
I do not.
Oh, I see lightning.
Thanks, Dragnon. Thanks for the 15 gig subs, man. Dropping a sub bomb as I take off.
Well, something's got to blow up.
I am just barely accelerating right now. Atmo thrusters were needed.
Oh, you're just going full burn, huh?
Yeah, I'm only at 51 meters a second.
Wow. That was very close to the wire.
It was.
Fuel's not looking bad.
Yeah, feels good. It's weird.
Was that lightning?
Maybe.
I think it was lightning.
Yeah.
It was just up close and personal.
It's not lightning, I'll show you lightning. Yeah. Landing. Really thought about landing. I think parachutes are going to be involved. But landing will be for next time.
Hey, wait, what was the intent of getting up to space?
What do you mean, what was the intent? I just wanted to go to space.
Oh, you went like looking for an asteroid or something?
No, I've got all the materials. I mean, the only thing I need is platinum that I don't have. Which I guess I could fit on here. Oh, my miner isn't completely repaired. There's something damaged on it. Huh. I mean, my fighter. Oh yeah, uranium would be nice. I'll scout a few asteroids, I'll make a few jumps. I'll probably get destroyed by Reavers, and then, yeah.
Oh, is that an asteroid up ahead?
It is indeed. I don't think I cooked something, I think something was just damaged that I hadn't noticed before. Yeah, I could do the nosedive into a trader thing, I guess. The fighter is completely useless in space, yes.
You gonna retrofit or are you gonna make a new space fighter?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm feeling like I achieved. Because I got to space. Let's end the prediction, because I just won Capac some things.
Yeah.
Although most people seem to think I was going to make it, because it was 63 to 37%.
We're gonna be rich.
There we go. Hooray!
Almost doubled my money.
Gyro authority is limited. But it's there.
And now he slams back first into an asteroid.
Yeah, probably. Oh.
Well,
Oh, wow! That's so amazing!
well, you better check out what's
Whoa!
left.
What else just exploded?
Oh. Oh, there goes the dummy jump drive.
The jump drive's still intact.
No, but that's the
I know,
dummy,
the dummy
jump
one's
drive
gone.
that smashed.
Yeah. And so did the hydrogen tank.
Well, that would be that big explosion.
Yep.
So much for getting the place vacuum sealed.
There is nothing left at the front. Oh, wow. That was brutal. Well, I think the front smashed and then
it flipped around
flipped
and hit again.
and hit this tank. Oh, wow. It even smashed the fighter. Oh, that's so funny. That's amazing. I was hoping there'd be at least a little bit of cockpit to walk back into, but there's nothing. It's just gone. I must have cooked off some ammo or something. Well, I think that's a good note for us to start getting prepped for a RimWorld stream where hopefully things will go better. Maybe things will go better. Who knows? Oh, this is definitely a reload. This is definitely a reload. This is my chill stream. I'm not fussed on reloading, on playing through hardcore when silly things like that happens. Cool. Well, assuming Wasted's almost ready to go, I will be back soonish. Thanks, everybody. I'll also be back on Thursday morning with some more Stationeers, and back with some more stuff with Capac and Pav on Friday evening. So hang around, because there's all that and plenty more to come, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
See ya.